Have FPS games got you down? Are you disliking Counter Strike or Apex or other games like they're looking for something new? Well, I have a suggestion for you. A game released literally last week. It's called Sulfur, right? Just like the chemical compound. As of October 29th, it is released in early access by a developer and a publisher called Perfect Random. So again, we're on the indie track right here. This is their very first game because in Steam you can click on the developer's name, you can see all the games they released. I'm like, okay, these guys must have released other games, but nope, this is definitely their first game. So Sulfur looks very cool. It has a very interesting art style, and it reminds me of a game which I think we talked about the second game, but it was Void Bastards was a game, and they made a second game which came out earlier this year. That's sort of art style. Basically, what it is, right, is you descend the depths, right? An action adventure combining, it's first person shooting if you're watching the trailer, with sort of role playing elements, and you make choices in order to survive, right? And there's like some cool inventory management stuff right there. It says plan ahead, outsmart enemies, and progress a world of dark creatures and cunning evil. Um, get to choose gear, right? So there's lots of different weapons. If you're watching the video, if you check out the Steam page, you've got choices in the way you want to fight, choices in the way you want to engage with enemies, um, and it's going through places, exploring. It's not all deep and dark, which is nice because I know some people like the early 90s or the 80s of like dungeon crawling, and you're in the same space all the time and just turn a wall and still the same wall out, right? No, this does have varied backgrounds, which is kind of nice. So there's some sort of adventure element, right, where you're looking for answers to some sort of puzzle. There looks like some sort of occult thing with like a pentagram and some sort of weird magic there. Um, it looks cool. It is not very graphically demanding. So the minimum requirements are Windows 10, 8 gigabytes of RAM, a GTX 970, which is always good. But as usual, the requirements, if you want to run these games looking nicely, you should definitely have a good computer. It retails for about, what would that be, like $15 US, a little bit under that. So it'll probably be $15 on the US store. It's slightly under $15 for the Taiwanese price. So again, I like games, especially with unique art styles. I love that they're doing things differently, and I love that it's sort of like simple but also complicated at the same time. Definitely a game to check out if you're looking. Because I was thinking, like, I'm looking for an FPS game. Recently, this looks like something I might put on my wish list if I don't buy it today or sometime in the next few days, when I finally give in to my desire to keep adding games to the backlog when I already have too many.